Lenka is here, so we will now be inviting Miss Universe Bolivia to join us. Thank you, Igor. Brazil. I love Brazil.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, hello. You are so beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It is really nice to be here again. First time
Yeah, thank you very
offline,
much.
but right now we are online.
Yes, thank you so much, and I'm very glad you really look prepared today in your country morning.
Yes, yes, you are. I mean, it's really early here. Not that early, but it is early here. And yeah, I just had breakfast and I was waiting for the live to begin. I'm really excited.
I am very excited too because I wanted to let the people know how amazing you are as a candidate, and of course, we wanted to see Bolivia being called as one of the semi-finalists in this year's Miss Universe.
Oh, I would love to. It kind of became now my dream being Miss Universe because I was thinking my project would reach a lot of people and also I will have the chance to be the spokesperson of so many causes and I could get the chance to actually change history. That's kind of
Exactly.
something I was aiming for.
Yes, and Bolivia hasn't won Miss Universe yet, and we'll just have to think that anything is possible. So who knows? You might be the one.
Everything's possible. That's already true.
Exactly.
That's the reason why we're
So
here.
everybody knows who you are. Exactly. So
Okay.
everybody already knows who you are, but we'll still start with you introducing yourself.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Lenka Nemer, Miss Bolivia's Universe. I was born in La Paz, Bolivia, and this is kind of nice to me because my family from my dad's side is from Lebanon, and my mother's family is from Croatia. But both of them were born here in Bolivia, as I was born also here in Bolivia, and I was born and raised here. I grew up between cities. I grew up between La Paz and Santa Cruz. And finally, I settled here in Santa Cruz because of my career. I'm studying, I mean, I already finished. That's kind of tricky because I just finished like 2 or 3 weeks ago my career, international affairs. It is my main goal, talking about my career, to become a diplomatic and to be able to work with human rights and but like specifically with indigenous people. And that's amazing because I live in a nation that is super diverse. I think Bolivia, and this was also a research National Geographic did. Bolivia and some other nations from America, like Panama, are the ones that still have these indigenous traditions mixed with this Occidental culture. So we are mystic. Bolivia is super mystic, and yes, it is amazing. Also, something I like to say, I describe myself as disruptive and also brave, but courageous, and I think of myself as revolutionary. I never liked following paths. I never liked to. I have this thing that I admire the journey of others, and especially these notorious characters all over history, like Malala, like Greta, like Mahatma Gandhi. I really admire them, but I strongly believe that you have to make your own path, and you can take the example, but you won't ever be them. So you can admire, but admire and take the best and make it yours on your style. Always recreate and create and try to make the difference. That's kind of my motto.
Exactly. Thank you very much for sharing all of those. And I love the idea that you have shared about getting the goodness from others and make it more personal. I like that. I love that. And how do you? But I also noticed that you have your last name. Your it is spelled as Drpic. How do you pronounce that?
The second one, right?
Yes.
Drpic. Drpic. That one is
Okay.
Croatian.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Now, what made you decide to join Miss Universe Bolivia?
That was something I was thinking like a long time ago, like 5 or 4 years ago, because my sister was a beauty queen. She was Miss Bolivia's Earth 2015. And on 2016, I was like, okay, I'm going to join the pageant. And my sister is going to crown me, and it's going to be like a back to back, but in the same family. And well, I broke my arm that year, so I couldn't
Mm.
be part of the pageant. And time went by, and I just kept on studying, kept on preparing myself. And last year, I was doing a movie, and I think it was a Bollywood movie. I'm not sure though, but one of the main characters in this movie was Demi Late, Miss Universe 2016, 17.
Seven.
And as I already had it, and I got the chance to meet her, I reached I reached her agent and the stylist, and I met her, and that kind of inspired me to do it because I was there like I want to do it, but I'm not sure, and that inspired me to take that leap and just jump. And also because last year was really hard for my nation when we talk about gender violence. There was a lot of, I mean, a lot of girls that died in this position of gender violence, and the numbers went crazy the first 3 months. And as I am an activist for this, I kind of picked on myself like you need to reach more people. And I know pageants are kind of a happy space. We're always smiling. We're always kind and nice and quiet and kind and all of these things. And I was like, no, okay, I need to punch there. Like I need to put my finger there because we all have to be aware of this. I know it is a happy space, and I know our duty is to bring joy to our people, but also to educate our people. So that's kind of the reason that the one that launched me. Like if I'm gonna be a Miss, if I'm gonna be a beauty queen, if I'm gonna be Miss La Paz and then Miss Bolivia and then Miss Universe, I need to have something to educate others. And I think violence and the power relationship in violence is something that I want to educate people on.
Yes, thank you very much. And I'm so sorry for what happened to you when you broke your arm before, but I believe, based on what you told me, everything really happened for a reason. And
Yeah.
there's a huge reason why you won this year. And who knows, there might be something special that could really happen. So thank you very much for sharing all of those
Thank
with
you.
us. And I know there are a lot of contestants that wanted to win during the Miss Universe Bolivia pageant, but before the finals, we were wondering what were you feeling? Because personally, I haven't really followed your national pageant only after you won. So did you already get the feeling that you will win? Or, what did you feel during that night before the finals?
That day before the finals, we kind of had the whole morning to just be with ourselves, to get ready for the night because the pageant was around 10 p.m. So we had the whole morning to prepare. And I remember I went to my room and I called my sister, the one that was also a beauty queen, and I just cried on the phone. I just cried and cried and cried. And she was like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "I don't know what I feel. I'm excited, but also nervous. I'm sure I can make it, but everything is just floating right now." And she told me, "Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. And if it's for you, it's going to be perfect." You don't have to worry because everything happens as it has to. So just be there with your best self. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it through. And not only make it through, but you are already a winner because you already taught people that preparation is something to be aware of. That it isn't only to be training your body. It isn't only to getting pretty or stylish. It is something about you, your heart, your mind, and yourself inside. So you are already a winner. And I was like, I love you. And I just kept crying. But I was really anxious. I, I mean, I was actually thinking I'm not gonna get Miss Universe Bolivia. I think they might give me the Miss World crown, but no, I want Miss Universe, and I think that's right place to be. And also, I wanted to take this quick second to say happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much. And I just want thank you very much. I just appreciate that. I appreciate you very, very much. And of course, yeah, getting old, but thank you very much.
Come on, you're not getting old. It's like wine. You get better with age.
Yeah, thank you. I love that. Thank you for reminding me. Anyway, thank you very much. Not everyone knows that your victory in Miss Universe Bolivia, you actually made a historic win in your country by being the national winner from La Paz after 35 years. So
Yes,
how does that make you feel? I mean, wow.
I'm honored. You know, it was amazing when I went back to La Paz and everyone just passed. And when I was like going across the street, they started honking like Miss Bolivia, and they screamed. When I arrived to the airport, a lot of people went there just to receive me, and it was like, oh my God, I can't believe the impact of this. And I have always received so much love from my city, but from other cities, from all my nation. And it was amazing because most people in La Paz is not really into fashion or into beauty pageants. But right now, I can feel them screaming beside me.
Yes, I mean, you have revived their spirits. I mean, that's amazing. 35 years. I mean, wow.
A
I
lot
mean,
of
whatever happens, you have already made history in your country.
oh, thank you.
And tell us about the gown that you wore during the pageant and why did you choose that gown?
Okay, my gown. It was a weird sensation. I had three options. I had three options, and until an hour before the pageant, I was still trying to figure out how the heck am I gonna pick. And when the moment came through, they said, you have to go and put in your gown. I saw them, I put every one of them, and when I put on the one that I used, the light blue one, I just
Yeah.
felt like, oh God, I'm the queen with this one. You have this weird sensation, like you feel in your heart that that's what you had to use. And I think that's something we all feel, even in Miss Universe.
Yeah.
You need to be you. You needed to reflect. You needed to be a reflection of yourself, and all that shiny. And also, my dress was a '90s style dress with
Mm.
all that shiny thing and all the this glimmer on. The original style of that dress was a '90s dress because of the bag and because of the leg. And I feel on myself a little bit of fashion when it comes to dresses. I like all of these necks that were so Audrey Hepburn and this style on the Friends series, the dresses, the skirts, the jackets. I'm really 90s when I came to pick something like that. And that's why I picked that dress because it reminded me of this side of me, always thinking on fashion, but like backwards.
Yes, and that's why I have said in my review of you that your aura during that night gives a very classic vibe with a gown selection, with your styling and everything, which is perfect, which I really, really love. And thank you very much for that. And about what you shared earlier, I do agree. I mean, your gut doesn't lie, so we really have to trust our gut. When we feel like whatever we feel, we have to trust it.
You need to be able to listen yourself. That's the thing because you have so
Yes.
many around you. Everyone is getting like anxious with you. They want you to win.
Mm,
That's why they give so much advice. But sometimes you need to be like, okay, what my inner self is saying.
exactly.
Yeah,
Perfect. And I have also read online that you are playing violin and is passionate about singing. So we would like to, I mean, you love to do it. So we would like to ask you to give us a very short sample of your talent in singing. We
I
would love to
love
hear you sing.
I love singing and I love playing violin. I began playing violin when I was like 7 years old, and
Wow.
yeah, it's great. Music has always
I
been
mean, violin looks so difficult,
seems to be
which is
difficult.
why I have so much love for people who knows how to play violin.
I think violin is as dramatic as I am because I have studied acting,
Mm,
professional acting, and I feel myself like really dramatic and exposed and like an actress, always with your feelings on your skin, like there. But yeah, violin and singing. But I was actually thinking on a song, but I would like to sing in Spanish. Is it possible?
sure.
Have
Yeah.
you remember we had like a talent competition with the cast, the TV new cast during Miss Bolivia.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
We had like a pageant, and I was going to sing this song, but I got afraid, and like I'm gonna sing this other that is also good, but just to release myself, I want to sing the one that I first picked. Okay.
Okay, sure.
In Spanish. So don't you worry, everyone. Please, I'm gonna sing in Spanish. Okay,
I'm pretty sure they're going to love it.
I'm really nervous. Hace días perdí en alguna cantina la mitad de mi alma, hace 15 de propina. Pues que será el alcohol, la mejor medicina, pero ayuda a olvidar cuando no ves la salida. That's good.
Very good. Thank you very much for showcasing. I mean, why are you hiding? I mean, thank you very much for showcasing your amazing talent. I mean, music isn't really about the language, so even if you don't understand Spanish, we loved it. Thank you very much
My
for
God, you made
allowing us to hear you
the
sing.
only.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for showcasing your talent. I also love Spanish songs, to be honest. My favorite is, I'm not sure if you are familiar, my favorite is Pablo Alboran.
Oh my God,
And his,
yes.
yes, his song Recuérdame is my favorite. And thank you very much again.
Do you know any songs from him?
Yeah, my favorite is Recuérdame from Pablo. Oh, I cannot sing. I don't sing, but I just love listening to his song. So thank you very much. Someone commented Despacito. Oh, of course, the famous Despacito. Anyway, thank you very much for that. And aside from Spanish, you can also speak English and French. So how did you become so fluent in these other two languages?
Well, English, I've always said I really don't know how I learned it. I think it is something about my family that they were always listening to music in English and that they were always looking at movies in English and all of this influence kind of got me into learning English, but in this not non-direct way. So I kind of learned English like that, and then I applied to work as an English teacher. at the Cultural Bolivian American Center. And as I got, it was amazingly good for me because I practiced. When you're teaching grammar and everything, you get better. So that's kind
Yeah.
of how I got fluent. And because all of these people working there, we always spoke in English. We were at the teacher's lounge, and everyone was speaking between English and Spanish. It was like I wasn't in Bolivia anymore because of all this diversity, and we were all communicating in English. But French, I was thinking, oh, I'm always thinking of learning. I love study, something that kind of got into me. And I told my dad, Dad, what can I learn? Like, I need to know all language. And he was like, okay, look for something you want to do in your life and see what language is going to help you. So I reached for human rights, and the International Justice Court manages on English, Spanish, and French. And that's how I realized I needed and I wanted to learn French in order to help others to be able to work with other institutions and other people in this specific matter. That's kind of why French.
Yes, thank you very much. I actually heard your answer properly, but there's a lot of comments here saying that they cannot hear you, that you need to check your audio or something, but I heard you properly.
I see what's going on. I don't really know what happened. I received two calls and it kind of got weird. Can you listen to me? I'm listening. Can you listen to me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it isn't as clear as before.
Okay. Can I just disconnect and connect again? Because I
Let
don't know
me
what's
see.
going on with my phone, to be honest.
Okay, we'll try that.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll just have to wait for her to come back because yeah. Oh my gosh, I actually heard her, although it isn't as loud as before, but I still heard what she was saying. So thank you so much for commenting.
Is it better? Everyone can
Yes, perfect.
is it better? Okay.
Much better. Yeah, thank you.
And the audio switch from the
Oh,
one the microphone to the headphone.
oh, okay, it's okay. Thank you very much. Because again, as what they've said, I was able to hear your answer, but I believe others didn't because of the audio thing. Anyway, Bolivia's last placement in the pageant was 14 years ago. So this is kind of a tricky question, but what will you do differently to change that and hopefully put Bolivia back in the semifinals?
Okay, I was thinking on that question a lot because all of the girls that are going to this universe have something special. And as I always told myself, we are there because we are the best of the best. We got through all of the obstacles. We went through all of this process to be representing our nations. So we are all really well prepared. But I think of myself as a really positive human being. And also, I believe every single queen at Miss Universe has been perfect for its year, for its decade, for its history. As we see, Sassy was the perfect choice for the year we just lived. And as it was Capriona, as it was Tia, as it was Demi, and also Irish, every single queen was perfect for its time. And I think it is a time, as we saw with COVID-19, of transformation. And I do believe on myself as revolutionary. And that's the reason why I believe I could be the next Miss Universe.
Wow, thank you so much for that. I mean, of course, we really cannot deny the fact that there are many people following the pageant are just focusing more on countries that are very familiar with them, like Venezuela, the Philippines, like Thailand. And this is one reason why I love interviewing candidates like you and from other countries, because we wanted to see more from you. Because I know there's a lot of amazing candidates but doesn't have strong stash in the competition. And that's also one of the reasons why I did my individual reviews for all the candidates, because I wanted to
Oh
give
yeah,
each of them, each of you, the moment to be recognized, to be known by people. Because honestly speaking, if we, I mean, most people are just focusing on pageant powerhouses, and I
yes,
believe it's kind of unfair for those ladies who are really working so hard as well, but are not recognized just simply because they don't have a strong stash. And
that's
that's one thing that we really wanted to change, and that's we really wanted to give emphasis on all countries, on all the candidates, especially their effort, like your efforts in representing your country.
you know what
So thank you so much for that.
I was saying on an interview like 2 days ago. He asked me what mixologist needs to, what all mixologists needs to get better on. And I said, you need to be looking for all the candidates and not only the powerhouses, because we all work really hard to represent our nations. And it is not nice to be put it on the bottom when you haven't even arrived to Miss Universe.
Mm,
That was something.
exactly.
Also, I said for you to be a little bit more kind with some of your criticisms, because there are candidates like me responding everything. I read everything. I respond to everything. I'm always there. Even my oldest students from the Bolivian American Center wrote to me like, teacher, can you help us so we can do this homework? And I'm like, okay, I have time. I have time for everything, and that's why I'm always rating you all. So to be a little bit more kind, like I don't, I never understood this fence fight. I never understood this hatred between people and
Exactly.
stuff. And as I don't, I call you to don't understand it and don't do it, and be kind of respectful. Alvin, you have been so respectful and so nice to all of our queens. So that's something I adore about you.
Thank you so much. Ever since that's really the environment that I wanted to create. Because I understand all the efforts and all the emotional thing that is being encountered by the candidates. So the last thing they need is our criticisms that could put them down. So it's very important that, because I have always keep on saying that you can never, because there's a difference between constructive criticism and something that could really
Being
deteriorate
mean.
and damage the person, correct? And you cannot create a constructive criticism without pointing what exactly they need to improve. So
Yeah,
that's one thing that I really wanted to push. I mean, you cannot just say she needs to improve, but what do you want to improve on her,
yeah. What
rather than
just being mean, being a cyber bully as we call it now. But if you're gonna make a criticism, you need to put something that's true. You need to be constructive. You need to be giving
yeah,
advice, not only criticizing.
exactly. So thank you so much for that. Anyway, when IMG took over Miss Universe, we have seen a trend in advocacy and different kind of awareness being raised. So what would be the advocacy that you will bring to Miss Universe?
My advocacy, my personal experience has taught me to be better. We have to be helping others all the time. And it doesn't mean giving your money or going to the remotest place on earth to be helping. You can help others, but just being kind, nice, and polite. To be clean and polite and kind. That's it. And my advocacy is against hunger. When I was little, my father suffered an accident and he got 2 strokes the same month. It was really hard for my family because he was the one supporting us. And when he recovered himself little by little, of course, people refused to work with him because he wasn't able to walk as a fully healthy person is able to. And he started growing in our garden fruits and vegetables and everything. And it was a release for him. And also it was not only a release economically, because it was economically a release, but it was for his mind and his soul to get healthy again, to be strong again. So as the pandemic emergency began, I saw that in my nation, a lot of people weren't able to get supplies. It was really hard because they were or far away or they worked by day. I mean, in my nation, that's really normal. People living by day, working to get the money for that day. And if you are not able to go out and to work normally or to even work from home because you are a taxi driver or a public transportation driver, or even if you are working and earning your salary, but you are paid by hour, you aren't able to go to your job. And that's how I began Urban Orchards, my project, because it was necessary for us to develop an alternative that is sustainable and that is also cheap and easy for you to be able to eat. And that's the way by Urban Orchards on how you can develop sovereign and security on alimentation, alimentary security. And if you reach this step on your nation, you are able to eradicate hunger and furthermore poverty. On the poverty cycle, besides education and job, transportation, and more, hunger is one of the strongest slaves of this chain. So imagine if we all, as neighborhoods, started planting in public spaces, so the one who needed can go and just pick the fruit or pick vegetables. You are able to eradicate hunger. That's what I thought. And that's my motivation because I lived it. I mean, I was there. When I was little, it was hard for my father to work, and furthermore, it was hard for us to get food. And luckily, my parents worked really hard for us never to lack anything. But I know there's a lot of people in the whole world that aren't able to get it, that are not able to make it. And as we fight this system with this bridge between rich and poor, we can also fight hunger by creating these small orchards at home.
Exactly. Thank you very much. I completely agree. And for someone like me, for example, we're not living in the capital, in Manila. We're living in the central part of the country where the mountains are everywhere. We're not highly urbanized as a city. But what I appreciate about it, especially when we go to the countryside, is that food are everywhere. I mean, as long as people are very, what they call this, hardworking in planting, I mean, you will never run out of food. And that's one thing that I appreciate about your work because it's really true, it's realistic, and it's very helpful.
But you know what? I live in a small apartment too. My I don't have much space. This is my bed, my kitchen, my bathroom, and I have a sofa I mean for my visits and my friends. But you don't need much space. You can use your house and grow it vertically, like to the top. Tomatoes grow like that, and also
Wow.
a lot of things like carrots do not need much space. It isn't a thing about space. It's just about caring and observing and being patient. And I mean, during pandemic, I experienced that on my little space that my apartment is. And that's why I thought this is absolutely possible. And I also am working with my municipality. I mean, the institutions from the government, gardens and parks, and they are letting me put on these orchards in public spaces as parks. So the neighborhood, the whole neighborhood is able if they don't have much space or much patience to do it at home, you can just go to the public space and cultivate there and pick there your vegetables or your fruits and everything. So it isn't a thing. It isn't about the space. It's just about having the will to go for it.
See, I like that even more because you're really showing us that it is possible whether you are living in an highly urbanized city. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So amazing. And aside from that, not every because I mean I respect everyone's advocacy in Miss Universe, but I appreciate yours because it's unique. I mean, something new that has been brought to the Miss Universe stage. So thank you so much for sharing that. Now, now this is. Can you name one of the following? For number one, Miss Universe Bolivia past winner that inspired you the most.
That's hard. Well, I mean, they crowned me and we began working through this process for Miss Universe. And I found out that this is really hard. So I kind of give my heart to all of the past winners because this isn't easy at all. Really, really hard. But someone I think inspires me through history and Bolivian pageantry is Rosario Ricotoro because she's the Bolivian Miss Universe that has reached the highest on Miss Universe. She was inside the top 5 that year. So
Wow, thank you so much.
she's the one that went far, the one that went far from others, and she got it. And here
Exactly.
in my agency, they said Rosario was the daughter of a military family. His father was a military, so they said he was like a clock. If you said 6, she was 5:55 there, perfectly up. And that's something I rescue a lot of her because I mean she got it, and I think she got it because of her discipline.
Yes, thank you so much for that. I mean, I love it because you can use her as your inspiration that if she could reach that far, it also motivates you to work harder to reach that far or even higher than what she has achieved. Very
Exactly.
good. And how about past Miss Universe winner that inspired you the most,
As I told you,
which is even harder?
I think all the winners were perfect for a year, but for the year they got crowned. But my favorite, oh, that's hard. I mean, Sophie was so smart. I was backpacking on Brazil when I saw that Miss Universe. I was on the hotel looking at the pageant on my phone and with the backpack because we were leaving Rio. No, 1 minute, please. I'm looking. I want to see who won. And Sophie was so incredibly smart. I loved her answer, and I love how she handled herself. And of course, Catriona. Oh my God, Catriona is so beautiful and stylish and smiley, and I think Catriona is one of my favorites. Also, I love the fact that Iris spoke in French. She was honoring her
Yes.
nation by speaking in French at the finals.
Mm,
We always
exactly.
we always think it is an advantage to be always speaking in English, to be able to speak English, and it is. But when she spoke in French, I said, "Oh my God, it sounds so sweet. She needs to be the winner." And with the advocacy that Pia also got from for this HIV situation all over the world, it was amazing. So it is kind of hard. Like I got them. I got
Exactly.
all of these
I
in my.
agree. To be honest, the more Miss Universe crown amazing winners every year,
Yeah.
this question on who is the best Miss Universe is becoming even more difficult. Because even if you ask me, I can give you 3 winners. If you ask me tomorrow, I will give you 3 different winners. Because I don't, it's really hard to pick your favorite because
Okay, tell me your
most winners have something amazing. Hmm?
Your top three winners. Tell me.
I have always been very vocal that I love Diana Mendoza in 2008
Okay.
in Venezuela, but oh wow, this is kind of difficult. I feel the same. It's really hard, to be honest. It's really hard because we can always make an argument on why these ladies are amazing. Especially, we are amazed with the winners under IMG, but of course, we cannot undermine the winners during the 90s, who are also amazing women. During the early 2000s, there's a lot of great winners almost every decade. So picking top
Yeah.
three is very difficult.
You know what? A few years ago, before Miss Universe got to be part of IMG, I was looking at an interview from an IMG booker for models, and she said she got this girl that was now a supermodel. Well, she went on a trip to New York and she was with her family feeding homeless people in front of IMG's main office. And when this booker saw her being so kind, so nice with her family, he said, "This girl is a superstar." So that's something I adore about IMG. Not only with Miss Universe and what they have promoted through Miss Universe, but because they were always looking for models or supermodels or singers or talented people with heart that were working for making things better. That's something I rescue from IMG. And this interview I saw from this booker, I was just switching on Snapchat. And I saw this and I was like, that's the kind of agency I like, I would love to be part of. Because they make it easier for you to be always working with people and making things go better.
Exactly. To be honest, I also love how IMG has transformed Miss Universe
It was cool. I'm gonna
in
send
a
you that
very, very
interview.
good
I'm
way.
gonna look for it and I'm gonna send it to you. I think you're gonna love it.
Yes, yes, please send it to me later once you found it. Anyway, now, I mean, I'm about to ask you if speaking English is a requirement, but you have already answered it earlier when you talk about speaking and answering questions. But let me just change the question a little bit. What will you tell to your fellow contestants who are competing in Miss Universe 2020 who feel hopeless because they cannot speak English?
To never surrender. That's something I just I was watching this video of Katriana, and she said when the sponsors didn't pick her for
Mm,
this spot, she was waving, but then she was no. The sponsors are not judges, and that's what I would love to say to these girls. You don't have to feel you have a disadvantage because you haven't got the chance to speak in English. We have translators, and they are going to be with you. And also, if you want to talk with one of the girls that is from a speaking nation, a speaking English nation, you can just go there and move your mouth and move your hands and make yourself comfortable by communicating with acting. You don't need to be
mm.
speaking perfectly. It is not a requirement to be at Miss Universe. It could be considered an advantage, but if you surrender before getting there, you are not even giving yourself the chance to enjoy the experience.
Exactly. Thank you very much. And as what I have noticed as well, there's a lot of, especially from your region, from the Americas, because before, once we watched Miss Universe in the previous eras, many of them cannot speak English. But
Yeah.
now with IMG, it's like everybody in your region are now speaking English. So it made me feel like it makes me feel like, is this really a requirement that they need to speak English? Of course, it is an advantage, but Iris won without speaking in English. So and she's under IMG, so it still depends on the answer, I believe.
Come on, I mean, there's a spokesperson from all over the world. The whole world needs someone to be always speaking. And people, the world also speaks French and Spanish, and you can have a translator or you can learn. It isn't hard. And if there's any contestant that needs to learn English, I worked as an English teacher for foreign speakers. That's actually my technique study. It is called TESOL, teaching English to speakers of other languages. So if you want, I can help you. I'll be there. Don't worry.
Very good. Now, thank you very much for that. Let me just ask you one question. I actually got this from pageant questions before. If you could give one advice to a young girl, what advice would it be?
Okay, I would tell all of these young girls to get passionate about something and do not look to be a beauty queen. Look for your path and look for a cause that is near your heart and work your eyes out for it. Because if you are meant to be a beauty queen, you're gonna be there, even if you have never thought of it. I am one of the beauty queens that never thought I would be here. I never thought of myself as a beauty queen, and now I'm here. And I think it is because it was my destiny and because I worked through something I love. So I would tell the girls to get passionate about something, near your hearts, and work your eyes out of it.
Thank you very much. It reminds me of a quote that I posted before that whatever's meant for you is meant for you and no one can mess that up, which
Exactly.
is perfect.
That's
And no
also,
matter what they do, if it's for you, it's really for you.
that's something I learned through life. You know, I was always asking, I was always kind of forcing my life to be outside Bolivia. I always wanted to go and study, I mean, abroad and all of these things. But something always called me here, to be working with my people. And I was like, no, but I have to study first and I have to study abroad. And no, I mean, everything has worked perfectly for me. And I can say that I'm perfectly happy as I am right now. Everything took place. And do not fight with this. If something is not for you, do not get frustrated. Because as Miss Canada told me just a few days ago, and no means new opportunities. If someone says
Yes,
you just have to get ready because something's coming for you, something even bigger.
I completely agree. Life has shown us that very, very much. So thank you. I have watched an interview as well with Miss Canada, and I agree with what she said.
Yeah,
And also, why should you be the next Miss Universe?
because I have this aim on transforming and changing everything. And I just never get tired. I'm always doing something. And I have this aim for working hard. We are living on a time, we are living history as the need of transformation. That's what the pandemic crisis has shown us, that we need to get better, that we need to get smarter, that we need to get kinder and cooperate with others. And that's the path of transformation. That's something I believe I can work on. I have prepared my whole life for this without even knowing it. I mean, I picked my career as an international affairs to be a diplomatic or spokesperson from a really big institution. I have prepared myself on languages without even knowing this was coming for me. It seems to be destiny. So I think that's the reason why I would be Miss Universe, or I could be Miss Universe. Because the path of transformation is something I prepared my whole life without even knowing that.
Okay, thank you very much. Beautiful answer.
Miss Universe, ready? Wink, wink.
Yeah. Yes, you are so ready, just like what many people are commenting as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this. And also, before we are about to end, I'm pretty sure that you have done this as well with other interviews, but we would also love to hear you do a little bit of an introduction, just like how they do it in Miss Universe, your name and then your country. Of course, I would let you do that because we would love to hear you do that.
This is my favorite part, and I don't know if this is going to be my introduction of Miss Universe, but that's how I feel like right now. So everyone, like I'm reading all of the comments. Okay,
Yes.
Lenka Nemer from South America's heart, Bolivia.
Thank you very much. Wow, I love your personality. It's very, very good. Thank you very much.
Oh,
And I really hope
thank
that people who will watch this interview will be able to see the potentials in you. That even if your sash may not be as strong as other powerhouses, but you can also prove that you can give so much and fight so hard to prove that you can place and bring back your country in the spotlight. I really wish that would happen because personally, I would, if you ask me, I've been very vocal about it. I really love seeing countries that are not powerhouses getting the placement because that's really something amazing. Because we need to give chances to other countries as well, not only because they deserve to place, they wanted to place, but because they deserve it.
no,
They deserve to be there,
so much.
and
And
I believe you
for this.
deserve to be there too.
And thank you for this. Thank you for supporting so much. I mean, Bolivia, because that's what I'm representing. I'm representing my whole nation. And I know all of the ones that are from my nation that are looking at this live are infinitely grateful with you and for this space. I have always I admire so much the Philippines. You are such great fans and you are so passionate about beauty pageants. So I also would like to say thank you to all of the people that have connected to this live because this is something I like to repeat every time. We beauty queens are nothing without you. We are nothing. We represent you and we are here to listen and work for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'm not sure if that's your final message, but I would still ask you to give your final message to the people who are supporting you and will be supporting you all the way to the finals of Miss Universe.
I'm really grateful to be doing this. I'm really grateful to be your Miss Universe. And I'm honored to be going by the name of Bolivia to Miss Universe. So everyone that has been following through this journey, I'm really happy. And I hope that you scream with me and we all get together to get that amazing crown to be part of the history of Miss Universe Queens. But beyond all of this, I'm already a winner because I have all your support and your love. And that makes me already, that makes my heart already be pumping like a race car.
Thank you very much for that message. And who knows, I could be looking back at this interview and maybe tell myself, I can't believe that I have interviewed Miss Universe 2020.
Gracias,
Right? I mean,
gracias a todos los bolivianos, latinos o a las personas de habla hispana que están conectados en este live. De verdad estoy infinitamente agradecida por su apoyo. Son increíbles y sí, yo sé que vamos a hacer historia. Bolivia este año es historia. Bolivia this year is going to make history.
I love that. I really love your passion, your determination. I really adore it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alvin. Oh my God.
So for everyone, thank you so much for this interview. Don't forget to follow Miss Bolivia in her Instagram account to see more of her journey to Miss Universe 2020. And of course, we will be keeping an eye on you and we'll see if you can truly bring back, which we believe and we hope that you could put Bolivia back in the semifinals.
Thank you so much. Oh my love. Bye.
All my love to you too. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Thank you.